join. Oh my gosh, it's on top of me. Hey guys. All right, we're all figured out here. Welcome to my kitchen. We're gonna go Rachel Ray on you today. I will let everyone jump in. I don't know what was going on with the link, so I'm glad it works now. Let me share my screen with you. How we doing on this stormy? Okay, now it's gorgeous out. Now what is happening? All right, let's make this big. Let you guys jump on. Let's make some salsa. All right, I guess, I mean, I was gonna sit back here and read from here, maybe change my slide from here. I don't know, I'll hang out right here with you. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me get this chat open. Type a yes in the chat if you guys can hear me. Let's see. Thank you guys. Awesome. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, yeah, I've never Zoomed from my kitchen, so let's do it. I hope you guys are having a great day. I don't know what day it is anymore. I almost lost power. I know Alex Fiore has lost power, so we'll see. I will record this. Let me do that now. Okay, we're recording, so you guys can have this later. We picked some yummy, simple recipes that you guys could throw together right after this and just utilize, almost as like a healthy snack, as a topping. So we'll talk about that. But just check this chat. No power. Okay, let's talk fast then, Patsy. Oh my gosh, good for you guys. Okay, so let's do it. Who do I not know yet? I'm Amanda Rigby. I'm a registered dietitian. I work with the Trust and do a lot of presentations on mostly my favorite topics. We'll always come back to gut health, genetics, and how we can optimize that. But to keep it really simple for you today, I'm going to show you my principles of healthy eating and how we can incorporate seasonal foods right now to really boost our immune system in a time like this, but always going forward throughout the summer months coming into the fall. I own a private practice called Heal Thyself Nutrition. I'm a functional medicine nutritionist, a lot of big words to say that I just love getting to the root of why you don't feel great and kind of healing from the inside out. So let's chat about what are we making today? What are we doing? All right, so today we're gonna make some salsa, some healthy salsas. We're gonna talk about why it's important to eat with the seasons, why it's important to incorporate these summer foods, building a solid base of a plate and what that looks like to bring you forward, salsa and beyond, just kind of how to structure a plate and what we're looking for when it comes to things like including fiber and the importance of that antioxidant support to really help, again, fight against any foreign invader that may be happening right now, but generally a lot of the environmental strain that we have. This is going to be really a super nutrient dense, power packed, really simple recipe. So let's make some. So benefits of salsa, why I thought it was a good idea to kind of do now. We're keeping it, pretty low calorie, pretty low sodium, low carb, low fat, low cholesterol, but really maintain that flavor, maintain that antioxidant punch here with all the color that you see, that fiber support from the fruits and veggies. So it really is a simple, I think it's an overlooked thing that really we're gonna take 2 seconds to throw it together. Most of the work is in chopping it up. If you see me playing with my nose, it's because I touched my nose after I cut the jalapeno and I'm dying. So don't mind me. But so when we think about, before we throw it together, our goals of eating well, what am I constantly talking about promoting? What's the end game here with why we need to eat a little healthier than we may be? The ultimate goal is to reduce inflammation, because we know that chronic disease stems from inflammatory conditions. We know that there are specific foods that cause inflammation. There is stepping outside of our little bubbles right now is inflammatory. Our thoughts can turn inflammatory signals on in our bodies, in our genes. So, I mean, day in and day out, we're just kind of flooded with this inflammation. And that, again, is the root of why we get and stay sick. So the goal with eating well, and why we're always just, till we're blue in the face talking about eating our fruits and vegetables, is because they provide that support that brings down that inflammatory load, thus would help reduce your instance of obtaining a disease but progressing with one. And then if we can, get enough reduction there, we can reverse it. So how we can do this through eating well is to include fiber at every meal. That is something that the standard American diet does not provide a lot of. A lot of our foods are refined, over processed. They have really long shelf lives. They're not really made from whole nutrient dense foods, which is where you would get fiber from. So we're looking for, at minimum, to get in 30 grams of fiber every day would be a great start. And I'll show you why that's important and how we can do that. And in doing so, you could do this vice versa. So we either start with a colorful plate and we'll get the fiber there, or we focus on fiber, which makes us pull in color. And with that color is going to come the antioxidant support, which we'll talk about in another slide coming up. And then again, with healthy eating, it's not the fact that there's a lack of knowledge per se. Sometimes it's more of a lack of preparation. So I really like these recipes because these are something that you can make a huge bowl of and use it as a topping on some fish or some chicken. Use it as a snack, as a dip. It's just a great, versatile, simple, colorful, fibrous recipe. So it kind of is going to nail all the goals here. So I think it's just a good idea, Alex. So here's a perfect example, right? So here's what we're making tonight, and here's how it kind of incorporates the healing things from herbs like the cilantro, the parsley, the mint, like so powerful, nutrient dense. I don't think we're getting enough of them in our day. So if we have this as a snack, perfect. We get the color checked off. We're going to get the antioxidant support. We get the fiber. We're going to put some beans in there, some peaches in there, and this is going to be super packed. So why is fiber my favorite F word? Fiber reduces our risk of chronic conditions. What it does is help lower heart disease, diabetes. It helps manage our blood sugars. It helps with certain cancers, lowers our cholesterol and our blood pressure. So really big for heart stuff, but especially blood sugar. Talk about that in a whole nother topic in October, which is Diabetes Awareness Month. Fiber is great for digestion. We know this, and we know that we may not be getting enough if we're experiencing some of these complaints that my patients are coming in with, the bloating, the constipation, the opposite end, the diarrhea, the reflux. We're looking for that 30 grams at least of fiber every day to help regulate our digestive process, which we now know correlates to our immune system's function, with 70% of our immune system living in our digestive tract. So fiber is going to be really key here, especially in times like this, to help our immune system, to help our cognition, to help our brain function. So this is a really underrated guy here that we gotta keep on top of. And especially if we're trying to lose weight, we get that quarantine 15 going on. If we don't have fiber every meal, it's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna show you some sources of fiber so you can incorporate these into your day. And these are things that we should, aim to get at least 5 servings of, a combination of these: beans, nuts, fruits, vegetables, of course, whole grains, quinoa, so great, flax and chia seed, super dense fiber, so easy to sprinkle on everything, anything, salads, soups, oatmeals. I mean, make them as your base that you bread your chicken with, get them in however we can. Again, there's the oats, avocado, super fibrous. And our goal would be 5 of these a day. Try to add more things. So when I'm thinking about like a salsa, add the beans into it. Mix in some ground flaxseed. You won't be able to taste it. The more veggies, the better. Chop up some peppers. We got the tomatoes there. We got onions there. So it's going to be such a dense recipe here. But think about how you can do that with things that you may be having day to day. How can we get more fiber in at your breakfast? Can we switch some of those grains that we have at breakfast, or those starches, to whole grains, to more fibrous options like a quinoa, think of like a white bread, kind of lacking any sort of nutrient. Could we switch over to a whole grain and get some fiber content there? So a good rule of thumb to start is to make at least half of the servings of grains that you're going to have in your day. Half of those should have the word whole grain on the label, or be one of these that you see here. And then how do we add this antioxidant support? Again, if our main goal with eating well, that it's not really that sexy to talk about, is that we want to reduce inflammation. But if you guys now know that that's the root of why we get and stay sick, if that's the guy that's keeping us held down, feeling sick and tired all the time, our defense against inflammation is going to be antioxidants. And we get those, I just want you to think about color. So think, like you see here, the tomatoes, perfect, these berries, a variety of different things. Antioxidants are going to be, we call them neutralizers. So when we have this inflammation, it creates these things called free radicals, and they're just bumping all around our body and just causing a little mayhem. And the antioxidants will come in, kind of put a big love on them, and get rid of them. They're just going to neutralize the damage that they can create. And the damage does happen on a DNA level, on a cellular level. So it can be, lifelong. So we're really trying to increase our antioxidant support to kind of stunt any of that damage from, again, the things as soon as we step outside, the toxins in our environment, in our water, in our processed foods, in our, things that we're touching, things that we're spraying, we're covered in them. So we need that support. And the only way we can get it in is if we take it in, right? So we're looking for a variety of colors here through these sources. Mostly fruits, veggies are going to have tons of antioxidants. Green tea, a nice quality coffee is going to be great. A nice dark chocolate has great antioxidant benefits. So incorporating them, you heard it here first. That's your prescription for the week. Get some of those in, because there's different strains of antioxidants and they do different jobs. So we have to get different strains of sources in our diet. Again, we're looking for dark colors. And a tip we could use for this salsa demo, heating your tomatoes up. There's different cooking things with, like you've heard about, overcooking broccoli loses its nutrients if you're gonna boil it. But if you actually heat tomatoes, it's gonna increase the antioxidant that's called lycopene. And that's what we're looking for to get out of tomatoes. And it actually will increase if we heat them. So an idea that I had, I probably won't do it on film for you, but when you're making a salsa, or, think about it, you guys Italian, you call it gravy, a red sauce, you're making pasta, that sauteing and the heating of the tomatoes is really gonna boost the antioxidant quality there. So maybe since we're gonna chill this anyway, saute them up before you dump them in and mix them together just to boost it even more. A little tip here. And then why it's important to eat seasonally. I love the idea of not only like supporting local, but the difference, right? Like why corn tastes so much better right now and strawberries taste so much better right now than they do in February when we're trying to make them on Valentine's Day really, really work for us, but they don't really taste like much. So not only is it healthier to eat seasonally, because when a food is grown when it's supposed to, it's going to have more nutrients, it's going to taste better. When we're trying to grow them on purpose, again, that strawberry in the middle of frozen February, they're not really in their element, so they're not getting the right ripening. They're being ripened on purpose. They're kind of maybe being sprayed with some stuff, so they're going to taste a little different. So eating seasonally helps things taste better. It helps, it's cheaper, right? Because if it's in abundance, because we're making it, because it's local and seasonal, they'll be able to drop the price there. So we don't have to say that eating healthy is expensive ever again. And then, environmentally, like you have to consider where food comes from to get to us, right? So you're going to think about the travel, not only like time, but the cost, the fuel, again, the nutrient loss in that time. And then why not do something that helps support our local farmers eating, the things that are supposed to be growing right now. So that's what we're going to incorporate into our salsas is the local, seasonal tomatoes. So go to a local farmer's market and get this stuff when I give you the recipe. The peaches, these cute little tomatillos, all the herbs, like so great seasonally. I'll give you a list of the seasonal foods. So today we're making bean and corn salsa. So tell me where we're gonna get this fiber from, right? The beans are gonna be great fiber. The corn's gonna be a better grain source. There's gonna be fiber there. We're gonna include some, obviously the local tomatoes, a tomatillo, and some great herbs. we're just going to throw them together and then throw them in the fridge. And that's your salsa. Very simple. A little lime juice, optional hot sauce. The next one's where we bring in the jalapeno. Don't touch your nose after you cut it, or you'll look like this, your whole Zoom call. And then so a little sweeter salsa, which again would be so good on like a chicken, or I mean by itself with a great little chip. But I think this would be a fun topping, you know, kind of spice up the grill stuff a little bit. So similar ingredients, I kept them kind of the same, and you guys, I think, got the list of ingredients, so I totaled them together. And this one's going to include some mint, which is going to be a great flavor with the cilantro. It smells so good. The lime and that jalapeno there. So, I mean, basically, I cut all the ingredients up, and we're just going to throw them Rachel Ray style into a bowl, and we have our salsas. But I will give you guys the recipes, and that's, I mean, let's talk about food. Bring it back down to me. Okay, stop sharing my screen, and we can do any questions that you guys might have. Oh, hello. But yeah, I'm gonna send you the recipes, and then have a ball, take a picture, tag me in it, show me what you made. But we're really just gonna throw them in a bowl. The recipe will tell you we're gonna throw them in the fridge for about 2 hours or so. So this would be a great thing to bring with you to a party, to a cookout, and get that fiber in. So what questions do we have before we all lose power and get back to our, oh, okay. Thanks for hanging out with me today. All right, if you guys don't have any questions, go make some salsa, take a pic, and show me what you got. You guys have my email if you need anything going forward. Oh, yum, Deanna. I am too, because we just made it for you. Like I said, the most of the time was spent cutting. Don't touch your nose, because now we're in trouble. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for jumping on with me. You can call me Rachel Ray now. Just kidding, I gotta figure this out. But thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys stay safe with whatever is happening out there and everything else that's happening right now. Thinking about you. If you need any help with anything food-wise, want to get that quarantine 15 off, you know who to call. Have a great night, guys. Thanks.